Where do you think that sort of thinking stands now when you have a Syria on hand, which is somewhere between the halfway house of a popular revolution and a militant uprising? It's not exactly one or the other. You've seen the North African spring of, or the Arab Spring failures, and we see Iran, a very weakened religious theocratic regime, which is on a totally different trajectory. And Pakistan itself is also now becoming a more Pakistan first nationalist sort of entity. Where do we stand with this energy now? And I know that the subject is in politics, but from the perspective of that history that you've carved out in this novel, in this book, how do you see the current day scenario in the lens of this modernized or radical attempt at rediscovering the Caliphate?
Well, I think pan-Islamic politics are much weaker now than they were 100 years ago. And it's not that surprising, because now you have lots of nation states, whereas 100 years ago you had vast swathes of the Islamic world under just a few empires, essentially. And so people were sort of moving around very easily, identities were extremely fluid, and the collapse of great Muslim power, the Ottoman Empire, meant that people were now introduced a new dynamism into Islamic political thought. And I think there still is dynamism within Islamic political thought today. The idea of the Caliphate, as you say, is not front and center to Islamist movements in the Islamic world today. I would say that Gaza represents an example of how pan-Islamic sentiment is still very popular within the Muslim world